Have you ever seen an equine-themed horror movie? A slasher film where a horned horse stalks its victims through the forest? Well, neither had I until I'd seen this week's movie. Well, let's talk about Death of a Unicorn. You know, going into a movie with no knowledge of it prior these days kind of has its advantages. It seems like lately most trailers put a lot of footage from the climax of the film front and center, which I will never understand, and that spoils some of the best surprises that a movie has, kind of like Red Hulk and Captain America. So it could be fun sometimes to just see a movie without watching a trailer, but some movies, I don't need a trailer for me to predict what's going to happen in them, and Death of a Unicorn is unfortunately kind of predictable. So we got a basic setup here. Ant-Man works for a pharmaceutical company, and the CEO is dying, and he's looking for somebody to take over his affairs, take over the business, and help out his family after he passes away. So Ant-Man brings his daughter, Wednesday Addams, along on the trip to meet the CEO, and the guy's very adamant about family. He believes that that's a reflection of a person, so that's why Wednesday's coming along. And she's this kind of stereotypical moody teenager. She doesn't want to talk to her dad. She's being very distant because ever since his wife passed away, he has distracted himself with work and kind of pretended that that's for her better good. So of course, they're arguing about this while they're driving up to the CEO's house when Ant-Man all of a sudden runs over this unicorn in the middle of the road. Spoiler alert, he kills it. Death of a unicorn, right? And from there we learn that the unicorn is a marvel of medicine and it's capable of healing anything with various parts of its body, which, as you can imagine, things get insane kind of quickly. So we got a pharmaceutical company, a dying CEO, and a miracle medicine. And you do the math and I'm sure you can figure out how this one ends up. Death of a Unicorn is anything but subtle. It shows a very scathing look at the super rich and the sheer selfishness of people who hoard resources. None of this is groundbreaking social commentary. I mean, even targeting pharmaceutical companies has been done before, and to be honest with you, it's been done better in other projects, but the thing that makes this satirical horror movie unique is the unicorn itself. I don't think I have ever seen a movie where unicorns are rampaging through houses, destroying everything in their path and everyone while we're at it. I don't think I've even seen that with just like a regular horse. So that one little novel thing kind of helps elevate this movie a little bit for me. And I found it clever, actually. They wove the story of the famous unicorn tapestries into their story, which ironically enough, I had just seen those in person kind of recently, so that was sort of cool. It was fresh in my mind. And to the movie's credit, it does make the most of its premise. Unicorns out for revenge, but it's also very easy to see where things are going. I was even able to predict like who the first person was that was going to get off and exactly how it was going to happen, but movies are about a journey. If you enjoy the cast and the way that the film is presented, it can do a lot to take a predictable movie with some pretty blasé social commentary and make it more enjoyable of an experience. And I think the cast really had a lot to do with that here. They put together a lot of people who are capable of balancing comedy and drama very well, and they do a lot with the unicorns. I actually didn't expect to really see very much of them because the movie's not very high budget. It's a pretty low budget movie, but despite the less than stellar CGI, I still found the scenes very entertaining. And to be fair, there's some practical effects too, but I don't know, maybe I'm just desensitized because movies that cost 10 times what this one do look kind of about the same. Captain America: Brave New World. Sorry, I'm not trying to rip on Captain America, but like it's a perfect example of a movie that costs way too much and yet the special effects aren't up to the level that you'd expect them to. But anyway, I digress. If you're a horror fan and you like comedy satire movies and you don't mind a predictable story, you might enjoy Death of a Unicorn. But if you're somebody that prefers more serious horror or more surprises, twists, and turns that you don't see coming, you probably aren't going to get a whole lot of enjoyment out of this one. The movie comes out of the gate with an absolutely absurd premise, which is on full display with just the title alone, so you know exactly what you're going to get, and I think it takes full advantage of that premise.
I don't think I should be in swim shorts for this moment.
But that's just my opinion. Did you see Death of a Unicorn? If you did, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll see y'all next time.